is Mina Nicole. Thank you for joining for another episode of Talk It Out Tuesday. On this Tuesday, we're continuing our conversation as far as overcoming the stigma of Black businesses. If you joined us on last Tuesday, you heard the stories of Octavia Conner with Say Yes to Profit, as well as Nick Tuft with the Cannon Shot and Drinks, talking about their business and their experiences when it comes to being a Black business owner. So we're going to continue the conversation. We're going to talk about how can we overcome that, what we're doing in our businesses to be better, to have higher standards when it comes to business and our business practices. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll let Ms. Octavia introduce herself and just tell us about her business.
Hi, everyone. I am Octavia Conner, CEO of Say Yes to Profits, and I am super excited to be with you for the fourth time. Thank you.
And Nick Tuft, can you introduce yourself and tell us about your business?
Sure. My name is Nick Tuft. I'm the owner of the Cannon Shot Photography and Drinks. I've been in business for about 3 years now, so definitely excited to be here.
Okay. On the last episode of Talking Out Tuesday, we talked about a lot of the stigmas and stereotypes that's associated with Black businesses. And some of those were poor customer service, our professionalism sometimes, as well as business knowledge, operational knowledge, and finances. So those are some of the things that we talked about on last week. But this week, we're going to tell you what we're doing in our businesses to be different, how we are standing out in our businesses, and how we are making sure that we are not falling prey to the stereotypes of being a Black-owned business. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll start with Miss Octavia. Octavia, so starting out with your business and Say Yes to Profits, what made you want to have a different business model being a Black business owner, and what have you done differently in your business to continue to succeed in your business?
Great question. One of the things that I've done is we take an educational approach to accounting and bookkeeping. A lot of times when you partner with an accountant, you're in a reactive mode. It's during tax season, you need to have your tax filed, or they're just doing bookkeeping, but they're just giving you a piece of paper with numbers on it and you really don't know what to do with it. So what I decided to do, because at some point in my life, I wanted to be a teacher, and I said, well, how can I put teaching with accounting? And I'd like to educate my clients. So we require all of our clients to meet with us. I often do monthly virtual lunch and learns where I'm just teaching on a topic, whether it's taxes, money, profits, cash flow, whatever it may be. I wanted my business model to be totally different from the traditional accountant where they're just crunching numbers. We're more than number crunchers. We're going to educate you. We're going to teach you so that when we're not around, you're still making those wise business decisions. Or at the least, have had clients that would say, I would go and make a purchase and I would hear your voice in the back of my head and you're like, that's not matching with your FAP. That's going to decrease your profit score, or whatever the case may be, because we educated them on every decision that you make in business will impact your business financially. And that could be positive or negative. It's up to you which one you want. And that has helped us really help our clients grow, and it has helped us stand out as an accounting firm as well.
And Nick, how are you overcoming some of the stigmas of being a Black-owned business in your business?
So if you recall, about two or so weeks ago, you had Jameen Moton from the Scholar firm here. So I came up under her umbrella. And one of the things that I valued, and one of the things I took from her is building relationships. And I took that from you all's segment as well. It was a great segment that you all spoke on that. But building relationships and knowing it's not always about that money. That's why I spoke about sometimes doing free photo shoots just to build that relationship, just to get my name out there. And again, the relationships that you build with with people, whether it's passing out your business cards in Publix, or putting your business cards on the board here where I live downstairs, and talking to the people and building that relationship, not always saying, okay, well, this is my cost, this is my money, but this is how much I charge rather, but building that relationship first, allowing people to know who you are, allowing people to know about your business. So when they may have a friend that says, hey, I'm looking for a photographer or a bartender for my event. They'll recognize you and they'll remember you from that relationship that you build, because you all talk often, or you all share secrets in regards to how to be a successful business owner. But again, it's building that relationship and having that communication where it's not just with your mentor, but other business owners as well.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things I've learned is it's important to be authentic, and people appreciate you being authentic with them, being real with them, but still being professional as well too. I've learned through this business, our business is customer service. Customer service definitely goes a long way when it comes to the event business. I've heard horror stories of customers going to other event centers and having a less than pleasant experience. So we definitely strive to make sure, again, that we, our word is our word. You're going to get minimum what we have on our pricing sheet. We may throw in something extra, but minimum, that's what you're going to get. And I have a open door policy. If I'm not physically there doing an event, I try and call the clients afterwards to see how their experience was. So I talk to my staff to see how their experience was, and I talk to the clients as well too, because if there's something that I need to address as a business owner, we're definitely going to address it. We're going to talk about it as well. I think that is very important, and also being professional in image. And we talked about image about 3 episodes ago too. That's important as well when it comes to business. Nick, I see that you have on your shirt, Octavia, you have on your shirt, there's a lot of branding that's going on. So when I'm dealing with you in business, I know who it is I'm talking to. You know, you're not just showing up in a black t-shirt saying I'm representing the Cannon shot, you know, so that's definitely important when it comes to business. So it is important for us to operate at a higher standard. Growing up anyway, being a black female, wherever it is you work, wherever it is you went, you had to be above the standard. So that's something that was instilled, I know personally, in me growing up. So we had to be better than our white counterpart when it comes to work or school or whatever it is, because my parents expected more of me, you know, and that has translated into my business as well too. And just on the note of overcoming, and Octavia, you mentioned this as far as finances, the finance piece. Why is the finance piece, and not only that, but just having a firm business foundation, why is that piece important when it comes to ensuring that you have your business is started off on the right foot when it comes to being a black business owner?
Because every decision you make will impact your business financially in some way. So it's very important that you have your money in order, because that's going to determine if you build generational wealth due to your business success, legacy building. That's going to determine the longevity of your business. And a lot of times the financial piece is the scary part, it's the frustrating part, and for some it is the indication of success and failure, when oftentimes that's not an indication of your success or failure. It's just a matter of maybe you're not handling your money correctly. So we as Black business owners have to educate ourselves on how to use our money, how to build business credit, how to make our money last, how to then take the money from the success of the business and invest into another business, how to be like the Amazon and the Netflix of the world and earn billions of dollars but pay zero in taxes. We have to educate ourselves, because once we grow as an individual Black-owned business, we will most of the time impact our communities and help further build our communities. But it starts with us learning and overcoming the challenges that we face as as Black people and as Black owned business. And I think a lot of times the financial conversations are not had in our homes at a young age for some. And then when we start a business, the personal and the business are connected. And if you're not used to having those conversations, it's hard to then say, okay, I need to have that conversation in my business. You're not used to having it at all. So we have to overcome all of that and just realize, again, that's not an indication of your success or failure. You just may need to learn a little more or partner with someone that's going to educate you on the finances.
And I tell you, can you speak a little more about the classes that you offer in regards to finances? And one of the things I found out that they said if you want to keep anything from a Black person, just hide it in a book. I mean, when there's free information out there, I'm offering right now free workshops for startup businesses. You know, I have dedicated individuals in that class, but there's so much more room for people. And I see in these different Facebook groups, people asking the questions, well, how do I start a business? What's an LLC? What's an incorporated? What's the difference? I'm like, there's free information out there. There are classes out there. So can you tell us more about your financial classes, Octavia?
Yes, we do monthly virtual lunch and learns where I will have survey the audience and they tell me a topic and I will teach that topic all centered around finances. So we recently had a virtual lunch and learn about how to pay fewer taxes, how to legally avoid taxes as a business owner. Unfortunately, a lot of business owners are not aware that once you start to earn a certain amount of money in your business, it may benefit you to not file as an LLC going forward, but change your business structure. We don't know that a lot of times. So my goal with the monthly classes is just to give free information. For about 45 minutes, I answer questions. I tell people this is interactive. This is not the Octavia show. I need you to talk to me, because between my virtual classes and my YouTube channels, I'm going to give as much free information as I can. It's a two-part side. One part is I'm going to help you if you're there, and I'm going to give you that information. The other side is a marketing side as well. If I'm giving all of this away for free, just imagine if you work with us, what you will receive. But I encourage people to come because, Mina, you've been on a couple of classes. I will tell you what, if I know it, I'll give it to you, because I feel like I can relate to some people because of who I am that they may not be able to relate to others. So just come and take part in the free classes.
And again, the prime word, free, like free. Okay, so there's no excuse to say, well, I don't know or I didn't know. You know, there's people out here, as well as myself and Octavia, that's offering free classes. So if you are interested in starting a business, if you don't know about finances, the resources are available. But it's the other part of that is you have to take the initiative to actually want to learn that information. So that's the caveat. You have to want to be able to spend some time. Every week I advertise for my classes. We actually have a class coming up. I always say the only thing that we're asking is for your time. That's the only thing we're charging is for your time. So if you can't take the time to learn, then I mean, there's not much that we can really do for you at this point at all. Nick, is there anything else that you would like to add to that?
Other than Octavia, can I get that information? Because definitely, yeah, I like free stuff, and it's crazy because we like free stuff, but when the free stuff is out there, we don't take advantage of it. So I think that is definitely, if you are a business owner, and I'm definitely going to get on one of those, at least one of those calls as well. I'm a small business owner, so I don't have the need right now, I guess, say for the accountant or the lawyers and different things of that nature. But because my business, I wanted to grow, I wanted to flourish, I think that I would definitely benefit from coming to your virtual class, because once I get to that level where I want to be at, then I've already taken that step into coming to that class. And then you said it was free too, so.
Can I say,
Yes,
Nick, you are not too small for an accountant and an attorney. That is all in your mind. Let me say that. You're not too small. And it's not because, and Mina, no, I don't sell anything. It's not because I want to sell you anything. It doesn't matter who you work, well, it matters who you work with, but from a standpoint of you can benefit right now just for making sure that your structure is set up correctly, just making sure that you have a plan on that next level. Like if your next level is 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever the case may be, that accountant and that attorney could place you on that path where you are right now so that you're able to bridge the gap between where you are and where you desire to be. I'll definitely send all the information. Mina, I can give you the information. I don't know if you want me to share it here, but take part in all of our classes, Mina free classes, my free classes, and ask any questions that you have. And specifically for you, Nick, and those that are in the same position as you never know how a person can help you where you are in your current state of business.
Mm-hmm. And also to add on to what Octavia said, Nick, being that you're just starting your business, having your books together, having your entity together, and having your taxes together, that establishes your business history. So that's a whole other conversation that we did talk about in the Starting from the Bottom workshops. So if you need to look at that episode, it talks about that as well too. But just think about establishing your business history and yourself as a business, because this is valuable time that you're just giving away, you know, when it comes to establishing your business. So just keep that in mind. But that's a topic for the discussion. But I just wanted to move on to one of the other ways that we can overcome as a people and as a community is support. So support in our community, support from our community is vitally important to the survival of our business. Now, granted, I have a multitude of clients from different races. I have Hispanic clients, I have Indian clients as well, but the majority of my clients, the majority of my vendors, they are African American. And I am proud of that fact. I love doing business with other Black business owners that are of the same quality as I am. But it's important to have the support of the community. So Nick, why do you think community support from our community is important for the survival of our businesses?
I mean, look at the climate that we're in right now. Hashtag support Black businesses. One of the things that I saw here recently is a list of things that are going around is a list of Black businesses where south of Atlanta, north of Atlanta, east of Atlanta, west of Atlanta. But whatever the case may be, the climate that we're in right now is that hashtag support Black businesses. So I think it's very important that we structure ourselves and we place ourselves where we are that booming Black business, where we get out in the community and support the community. One Black business owner that I recently saw here during the COVID-19 pandemic is they got out in the community and they delivered food to first responders. That's getting yourself and putting your name out in the community. Another business owner giving away free food for a day. Again, that's taking money out of their pocket, of course, or off the bottom line. But at the end of the day, it's going to come back to them. It's going to come back in droves because they put their name out there. They got out in the community and placed themselves out into the community to get their name out there. So I think it's very important that you have to get out in the community versus just not staying behind your brand, but standing behind your brand and putting your name out there and putting yourself out there, putting your face out there, and allow people to know who you are as the cannon shot or as saying yes to profit or elegant occasions, but branding yourselves in the community as well.
Okay. Octavia, would you like to add anything to that?
I think he explained it perfectly. I like what he said, not when he says standing by your brand. I think that's how you mentioned it, Nick, and not just staying behind the brand. I think the more we as Black business owners get out into our community, we can help impact our community. We can educate our kids in the community. We can, again, build generational wealth just by us being out and helping those around us that are like us. So I think Nick explained it perfectly.
Okay, okay. And I think that's vitally important to what Nick just said. And giving back to the community is definitely a great way to go, is definitely needed. And I think with the culture and where we are right now, I think the best that we can do for our community and what our community can do for us is just continue to support us. And I've said this, that the best thing that you can do for a Black business is to tell us what we're doing right and tell us what we're doing wrong, because that's the only way that we can grow. The other thing is we need your support, not only your financial support, but we need your physical support, your spiritual support, emotional support, all of that, because it's definitely helpful when it comes to business. I have so many clients that say, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for the growth of your business, the success of your business. And I take that to heart. And I appreciate that support, because you can't put a dollar value on that support as well. So it's definitely helps when it comes to contributing to our community. And again, that goes back to being constructive and not destructive. If there's something wrong, please let us know, so we can fix it. Give us the opportunity to fix it. I had a experience at Chick-fil-A the other day. I had a long day. I wanted a cookie and lemonade, and they forgot my cookie, and I almost flipped out. But I called the Chick-fil-A, and the lady said, please come back and we'll make it right. And she was so grateful that I came back and gave them the opportunity to make it right, instead of writing a bad review on the internet or something like that. But I allowed them to fix it. So I appreciate that. And as a business owner, that's what I ask of my clients to do for me as well. Nick, you have something to say? And I know Octavia has to leave us shortly. So Octavia, let me just say thank you for joining us as well during this show. Nick, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so what I said, it was support. Back to you, basically, what you said was, in far as support, that's the best thing you can do, because we live in a time now on social media. Social media is big. So when you share, that's supporting a business. When you tag us or comment or that's supporting a business. So just like you said, it's not always about spending the money. It's not always about, coming to us. But when you see us out there, share our business. That's support, not in a time such as this, but anytime when, 2 or 3 months down the line, support our business, share what we put out there. And that goes a long way also.
Yeah. And someone posted on Facebook the other day too, the best thing that you can do is share a Black business. So if you've had a good experience, please share that. Don't only share the bad, but share the good as well too. And definitely tell somebody about it. I get a lot of my customers from word of mouth, which I don't take lightly at all. And that has definitely helped grow my business. So tell someone about it. Don't keep it to yourself. If there's good service, tell them. If you have bad service, talk to the manager and see if there's something that can be done for future clients, that come in. And I think that goes a long way as well too. And that goes into my next little piece about the importance of reviews. Reviews are the life and blood of businesses, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google or Yelp. That's the lifeblood of any business, not only Black business, but any business. So please write reviews for us as well too. That definitely helps. Often it's a task to try and get people to write reviews, try and follow up and remind them to write reviews. But reviews definitely help when it comes to business. I had Chris Jones with Classic Carpet Cleaning on maybe 3 weeks ago, and he has all 5-star reviews. I mean, I've never seen that, but that goes to show with his customer service. And we're in an age right now where everything is social and social media, and everybody has a digital footprint. So just try and share what we have out there. That definitely helps grow. If there's something that we can do better, please let us know that as well. Especially for me, I'm always open to suggestions. I'm open to constructive criticism to help make my business better in the long run as well too. Nick, did you have something to say about the reviews?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I go to a lot when I go to a business. Even before I go there, I go for 2 reasons. One, especially if I'm going to a restaurant, I go to one, to look at the food, to see what looks good. But then also I look at the reviews as well. And then a lot of times there are times where reviews, deter me from going to that location. So reviews are good, but in the same token, you have to make sure that you do communicate to the business owners, because sometimes they may not see it, sometimes they miss it, or sometimes it takes a village to raise that business or make it great. So, offer your suggestions. Offer the constructive criticism, offer the positive feedback. A lot of times we're quick to, I guess, tell Yelp or Google review about the negative, the bad response that we heard or that we received from that business, but we don't share the good. So I think that we should make sure that we do share the good that we do experience with that business as well. Things happen, days can be off, but again, make sure that if you do receive a good experience, make sure you share that, not just the bad.
And I think also as business owners, it's important to reply to reviews. So whether it's good or bad, please reply to them. And I just had a class on reviews during our Ground Zero business consulting, but basically, if you get a bad review, definitely respond to it. You don't have to respond to it right away. Just breathe and take your emotions out of the review. That's one of the things I mentioned in the class. Take your emotions out of the review. What I had to do when I first started, and I got my first bad review, I was devastated. But I took the time to research to find out how other businesses respond to those reviews, what they cite in the reviews, and I say just stick to the facts. Don't get into the mud with a lot of the stuff that people may say in the reviews. Just stick to the facts. Don't take it personal. Just keep it business. And most importantly, again, just take your time, but definitely respond to the reviews. I respond to the good ones as well, but definitely respond to the bad ones, because as a consumer, I look at the good and bad, and I form my own opinion. In a business, you have to have some bad for balance, I think. I'm kind of weary about businesses that have all 5 stars. I think they're family members that's writing their reviews. But don't be afraid of getting that negative review, because it's about balance, and consumers can make their own decision going forward. And that's really all I have to say about reviews, but they're very important to the survival of our businesses. Nick, go ahead. Yeah, okay, all right. And the next thing is, I want to read this stat that I read last week, and I just want to talk about it a little more. And it's basically talking about the circulation of the dollar in the Black community. So in Asian communities, the dollar circulates for a month. In Jewish communities, it circulates for approximately 20 days. And in white communities, it circulates for 17 days. But in the Black community, the dollar only circulates for 6 hours. That's it. And when I first read that, I really didn't have much to say about it, because I didn't know that we had such little time to hold on to our dollars. And that goes back to that 2% of that 1 whatever trillion dollars that leaves our community. And I think it's important that some of the stuff that we talked about today to hopefully help build better businesses, build better support for our businesses, and hopefully inspire people to create better businesses. And hopefully that 6 hours can change into maybe a day. And then we slowly start building from there. But I think the way that that's going to happen is if we address the issues and concerns that we know, some of the stigmas that we talked about earlier in this segment. I think that would be a way to help us to continue to just turn things around and to just build better businesses. Nick, do you have something to add to that?
And I guess I should say is, and I learned at a later age in life, is start saving money and putting it to a side, especially for my business. Earlier we were talking about how that we would have money here, and then versus spending it on our business, we spending on something else. And I think it's more so that we're not going to say excited to happy to have that money or happy and ready to spend it, but you have a business and your business is flourishing. and you're happy that you have money coming in, so now I can buy herb and buy what I really want to buy, and not really putting it to the side and just turning it over in a sense. But I think we need, even starting off as young, business practices as far as saving money, talk about financial wealth, talk about how can we prepare for our future, and putting money to the side.
I think that's important too. And another thing that's definitely important, prior to us wrapping up, would be just making sure that as businesses that we're creating a business that's an answer for a need in our community. You know, starting out with Elegant Occasions, I didn't see an event center in the area that I lived in at all. Coming from Miami, there's event centers on every corner. Moving to Atlanta, I was kind of surprised that there wasn't any event centers close by. So again, me opening Elegant Occasions wasn't only purposeful, but it was an answer to a need that I saw in our community. And I think that as long as we keep that in mind, we'll be fine. Because again, I mentioned earlier on the last segment that I was looking for a Black pet store. I couldn't find one. So that's an answer to a need in the community. You know, there's a lot of salons and hair stores and stuff like that, but we can be the answer by providing different products and services that are needed in our community. You know, and not only that, but just providing them at a different level, you know, at a higher standard than other businesses that we may see in the industry. Of course, I'm not the only event center, but I'm going to be the best event center that I can be in my community. At this point, and hopefully in the state, and hopefully in the country at some day. I'm claiming that in the name of Jesus. But for the time being, I'm operating in the excellence in the area that I'm in as far as the business. But I think it's important to keep in mind, again, just to be the answer to whatever problem it is that you're trying to solve when it comes to business. Nick, you were going to say something?
Everything you said was spot on. Definitely think that need there is where we need to a lot of times put our focus on it. Don't just try to go out there because, oh, I see Elegant Occasions, I see there in South Florida, they're booming, I'm gonna do a event center here. No, the need is not, it may not be in that area. So, you know, once we get out of that mindset of competition, opening because of competition and opening because of the need, I think we'll start seeing more of businesses that are uncommon, such as the Black owned pet shop. I think we'll see more of those things flourish because we are now focusing on that need in the Black community versus competing with the Black community.
And you hit the nail right on the head. And that's kind of the trend that I see a lot, is that people are doing stuff because other people are doing it, like mainly in the event. It's easy to have events, to have do balloons or something like that. So they rush out there to do it, and their business product is not together. So I implore you to just find out first and foremost what your passion is. And that's something we talked about in Passion or Paycheck. Find out what your passion is. And outside of that, if you're going to have a business, know that your business should be an answer to a problem. It should be an answer to something. And once you are in business, make sure that your business is just doing the best that it can. You know, be above the standard. Don't be a statistic or fall into the stigma that's often associated with being a Black business. There are a lot of great Black businesses out there. There are a lot of great Black business owners that's out here. But we just ask that, of course, you support us as you would any other business, and just give us an opportunity to prove to you that we are unique, we are individuals, and that we shouldn't be grouped together like we often are in most cases. But I just hope that this has been helpful to our viewers on today. I just hope that it starts the conversation. This isn't the conversation, but I just hope it starts the conversation as far as how to better our businesses, how to better our communities, and how to have longevity and sustainability when it comes to increasing that 2% that is spent on African American businesses to maybe 10%, and then hopefully we'll be up to 50% of that $1.1 trillion that we spend in the economy yearly. So Nick, would you like to add any final thoughts to our conversation today?
If I can add, I guess, in the final words, is just support Black businesses. That's the hashtag that's going around. But support them, and like I stated earlier, it's not always about the dollar support. It's support, whether it's sharing on social media, whether it's word of mouth, and then also support Black businesses beyond the climate that we're in now. We should support it now more than ever. However, we should always support it, not when something drastic happens and we want to go support Black businesses. What about too much down the line? We still need to make sure that we still have that same narrative of supporting Black businesses.
Yep. And Nick, can you give us your information as far as your social media and your website for your business?
Sure. I can be found on Facebook at The Cannon Shot Photography, Instagram at the.cannon, that's CANNON.shot, and my website is www.thecannonshot.net.
And Nick, I thank you so much for joining us. I know Octavia had to leave early, but I thank you both for just taking time and just caring enough to just talk to us about your business as well as the state of Black businesses and how to overcome the stigma of being a Black business owner. This meant so much to me, and I pray that God will send me the right people to have this conversation with. It's not about quantity, it's about the quality. So I appreciate the quality of the discussion and your insight as well. And I just hope that this really helped someone. As always, if it helps one person, then I have done my job. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to inbox me. You can inbox me on Facebook at Elegant Occasions Event Center. You can reach me on Instagram at Ground Zero Biz. On YouTube, you can view some of our past broadcastings, as well as some recaps from our starting from the bottom workshops as well too. As well as you can share this and like this and subscribe to our YouTube page as well too. And again, that's another form of support. It doesn't have to be financial. It's just something as simple as sharing or liking our broadcast. If you would like to be a guest, please reach out to me on Facebook at Elegant Occasions Event Center. You can inbox me as well. If you have a topic that you would like us to talk about, please feel free to send that to me as well. So I thank you for joining me for another episode of Talking Out Tuesday. I am Mina Nicole, and we will see you on next Tuesday.